Doctor Who, The Trial of a Time Lord 3, Terror of the Vervoids, the 10th story of the 6th Doctor, is written by Pip and Jane Baker and starring Colin Baker and Bonnie Langford. So as season 23 was going to get cancelled, I mean there's other plans for that season as well. Most of them got replaced by this serial, which are Attack from the Mind, written by David Halliwell. The story was going to be about between the ugly looking Freds and the beautiful Penelopeans, but he got the letter saying the story is cancelled from Eric Saywood. Next we have The Second Coming, written by Jack Trevor, story linking to Attack from the Mind. The story was going to be a guy playing a saxophone inside an empty gasometer, but Eric Saywood cancelled both of those stories. Next is Pinnacofica, The Last Adventure, written by Christopher H. Bidmead, but got replaced by Paradise 5, written by P.J. Hammond, as end of term, and it's about the Doctor investigating the resorts of Paradise 5 while Mel goes undercover as a hostess. But John Nathan Turner turned it down, but it got adapted to Big Finish, and the only difference is that Perry is a companion, and it's before the event of the Trial of a Time Lord. So that serial got replaced by this one, Terror of the Vervoids. This is the last story that they used BBC Radiophonic Workshop. Elizabeth Parker was going to do the music, but because of her schedules, Malcolm Clark did it instead, and there was no title given for the story, or even the script. It was confused as The Ultimate Foe. But as the novel came through, Pip and Jane Baker called the story Terror of the Vervoids. So poor Doctor is grieving over losing Perry. The Inquisitor thankfully understood his emotions. As he returned to the courts, they watched on the screen the Hyperon 3, 2986, that's the year. Kimber thinks he recognised a passenger as an investigator called Hallett, but the passenger denies it. I love the bit in the TARDIS when you first time see Mel. Her and the Doctor are counting 40 while the Doctor is on the exercise bike.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
As they stopped, it reveals that the Doctor doesn't like carrot juice. So they arrive in a spaceship and get taken away by gods and met Rudge, Edwards and Travers. The Doctor claims that he's met Commodore Travers before and got a signal in the TARDIS, but Travers denies it. So the Doctor and Mel ended up in passenger quarters while the Doctor asked the reception about passengers list and couldn't find what he wanted to look for. Meanwhile, Mel joins the exercise. As she's skipping, Mel looks in the room and found a shoe from Hallett or Grenville. The Doctor gave her a fright. The Doctor and Mel gets questioned by Travers on why minor geologists wanted to see him should be killed. Why is it every time the Doctor is there, people start dying? Mel split up from the Doctor. She went to electricity area where the TARDIS is and met Edwards. So then Edwards gets electrocuted to death, which frightens Mel. Pretty unsettling, with stuff inside the pods. So the god sees Edward's body and arrested Mel as they think she did it. So the Doctor came to speak for Mel to tell Travers that they didn't kill anyone. So later on the Doctor went to Professor Lasky and showed her Demeter seeds, which made Lasky get Janet to hold security for her. But then everything's alright as she explains what those seeds are. As a guy wearing Mulgarian's outfit is choking to death, the Doctor tried to help him but got stopped. But he removed the helmet, however, and it was Grenville, and Kimber recognised him. I thought it was pretty terrifying when he gets killed by a Vervoid. The Doctor and Mel went in Kimber's room and found half human and half Vervoids. That frightens Mel. Oh my god, that's freaky. Again, I think Colin Baker is brilliant as the 6th Doctor. Bonnie Langford played Melanie Bush, who's a computer programmer and great memories, almost cheerful character, and became the Doctor's companion. As of time of recording, she's the only companion that we never see her first meeting with the Doctor on screen. John Nathan Turner was planned to have Mel introduction story, but after Colin Baker left, it was not possible until The Big Finish came, a story called The Wrong Doctors, which came out 2013, and it finally got explained. Before Doctor Who, Bonnie was known to play Violet Elizabeth Bott in Just William, Lena Morelli in Bugsy Malone, and she's also a singer and dancer in musicals and pantomimes, and I love the idea of casting someone like that as a companion. And I do love Mel, she's likeable, great development, and pretty sassy. I've met Bonnie at Comic Con back in 2015, it was before when she appeared in EastEnders, and she's nice. When me and my mates watched EastEnders, well, I'm not really an EastEnders fan, but they were, and when Bonnie was on screen, I was just like, hey, I've met that actress, and I wasn't sure if they believed me. Michael Jaston and Linda Bellum are great as the Valiod and Inquisitor. Michael Craig played Travis, who's a Commodore and in charge of Hyperon 3. Before he was casted, the actors were considered for the role are Tom Adams, George Baker, Ian Bannon, Keith Barron, John Carson, Frank Finlay, Ronald Fraser, Peter Gilmore, Richard Johnson, Patrick Stewart, Anthony Valentine, and Frank Windsor. Vervoids are artificial humanoid plants created as a slave race by scientists, which I thought they're cool. Pip Baker came up with the idea to show us that the plants have feelings. Honor Blackman plays Professor Sarah Lasky, a thermologist who's one of the people that created Vervoids. David Alistair and Malcolm Tyranny played Bruchner and Doland, who are Professor Lasky's assistant, and created the Vervoids. Before Malcolm Tyranny got casted as Doland, the actors who were considered for the role are Nicholas Ball, Jim Broadbent, Andrew Burt, Jack Galloway, Michael Gothard, Del Henney, Ian Hogg, Martin Jarvis, Paul Jericho, Clive Merrison, Edward Peel, Jeff Rawle, Paul Shelley, Donald Sumter, James Warwick, and Simon Williams. Yolande Palfrey played Janet, a stewardess. Arthur Hewlett played Kimber, who's a passenger. Tony Scoggo played Halid, who assigned to investigate the Grange shortages on Stella Stora. Simon Slater played Edwards, a communication officer. Sam Howard and Leon Davis played Adza and Ortezo, Mulgarian passengers who are from Mulgar. Casts are great, the sets, effects and music by Malcolm Clark are fantastic. So Lasky, Bruchner and Doland came in and took the Dr. Mel out of the room as they're in serious trouble. Throughout the Terror of the Vervoid story, the Doctor and Valiod speculated that Matrix have been edited. In Hydrophonics Centre, Doland finds Bruchner ripping up papers which are computer printouts. So Doland went to Lasky while she's exercising and refusing to answer Mel's question about the leaf she found. Lasky left, Mel asks Doland about the pods in the Hydrophonics Centre. The moment where the Doctor realised that Mel is in the waste bin, he quickly asked the receptionist where they go. She said the polarizer, so the Doctor went there and rescued Mel just in time. Phew! Thank God for that. The Doctor doesn't seem to remember smashing the computer with a pickaxe. Something's going on here. Bruchner has become insane and zapping people, including Travis, and we get an intense moment where the Hyperon is heading to the black hole. So they broke into the bridge. Bruchner has died from the gas while Hyperon is still heading to black hole. While the Doctor is held at gunpoint by security, tell Mel to go. She warns Doland and Janet of hijacking. So they went away. The Doctor is in the lounge with Rudge. Someone killed Mulgarians. So Mel snuck through the vent to tell the Doctor that the guards will attack the lounge. So it happened. Rudge got disarmed, so he ran off, but killed by a Vervoid. So the Doctor and Doland search for the tape at Hydrophonics Centre. The tape was empty. Doland reveals to be a villain, but luckily the Doctor was hardly unprepared. So Doland got taken away by the guards, but as they're killed by Vervoids, Doland run off. But surrounded by Vervoids, even telling them that he created them, they killed him. Professor Lasky got herself killed by the Vervoids, and it's such a sad scene when the Dr. Mel sees few dead people. So they went to Travis and suggested Bionesium to age Vervoids to death. So it happened, which is a sad moment. So the Doctor and Mel said goodbye to Travis and Janet and disappeared away in the TARDIS. So back at the court, the Valiod said the charges the Doctor should get is genocide.
The Doctor has destroyed a complete species. The charge must now be genocide.
Ooh, can't wait to talk about the last one, The Ultimate Foe. There's great ideas in the story. What did you think of The Trial of a Time Lord Part 9 to 12, aka Terror of the Vervoids? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and see yous next time.